Hello.
Hello.
Hello. Yes,
Hello.
we're back. We're doing
Yeah, we're A
doing
View to a Kill.
no,
Oh shit! Have I watched the wrong
I
one?
will fucking kill you.
Christopher Walken, right?
Yeah,
Was he in View to a Kill?
yeah.
Okay, I got that right. No, we were doing License to Kill.
Yeah. Yes, it's a Bond movie from
Yeah,
1989. The last of my
yeah.
three films. Opening statements, what did you think?
I see. My opening statement tends to be a "What did I think going into it,"
Yeah.
which I think is the fairest thing to do because my opening statement was, "I know this is a Dalton Bond movie. I don't have massive hopes. The thing about Bond is that it's an overdone series, in my opinion, though I do anticipate at least a half dozen standout, enjoyable moments."
Okay. Did you get them?
I got a few.
Okay. Did you like the film overall?
Eh,
Yeah,
it
okay.
was fine. It's a Bond film.
Oh,
Trouble is that,
okay.
generally speaking, you've seen one, you've got the general gist of most of them, haven't you?
Not really.
I mean, you have, because there's a bit where he does the job that goes really well, and then you've got, oh my god, there's a new job that needs doing, and then there's a bit where he gets some gadgets, and there's a bit where it looks like he's on the back foot, but oh my god, he can save the day still. That's the Bond
Look,
formula.
I'm not arguing it's not a formulaic series, but
Okay,
I fucking love the Bond franchise.
and you're entitled to.
There are a number of options I was going to go with. It was GoldenEye was a thought.
That was my first Bond film.
Yeah. I also thought The Man with the Golden Gun, which isn't the best, but it is kind of funny how weird and goofy it is. It's got Christopher Lee in. But I went for License to Kill, which was not well received originally, but is now widely regarded very positively by the bulk of the fan community, including me.
Okay,
So yes, shall we
I
get
would
in?
say that I would say that as far as the Bond formula goes, it is one that does eschew that somewhat because
Yeah.
it isn't your typical villain style situation.
No, it's not. We do break away from it a good bit. It's not that I don't have some problems with it, but on the whole, I still really like this movie. So shall we get into it?
Yes, let's do.
So we open with a bunch of guys looking at a thing, don't we?
Yeah,
There's a plane coming down to land, and
yes.
the signal goes out to three men in a car going to a wedding. Who are Felix?
One of whom is Timothy Dalton.
Yes, Felix Leiter, James Bond, otherwise known as Timothy Dalton, and their mate Sharky.
Good old Sharky.
Yeah, and they're going to Felix's wedding,
Oh my god.
and the DEA show up in a helicopter and like Franz Sanchez, that massive big drug dealer. He's not too far away. This is a great opportunity for us to get him because
Mhm.
otherwise he'll bugger off and we won't be able to touch him again. Very rare. He hasn't left South America in years. I think they say.
Something like that.
Yeah.
I think they call it his home base.
Yes.
Have you been to home base lately? Because I haven't.
No, I haven't. I haven't even seen a home base lately.
No, me neither. They might have gone out of business for all I know.
Oh, well. Yes. So
Just
Felix.
for any American viewers, home
Yeah.
base is slash was
DIY.
a yeah DIY
Yeah.
store.
Yeah.
Um, yeah.
Um.
Anyway, carry on.
So Felix gets on the helicopter, and
Yep.
Bond insists on coming with, leaving poor Sharky to explain to Della.
I just
Oh,
want to say James is allowed to come as an observer.
yes,
Is the terminology that gets used.
yes.
And the reason I make point of this is because when they land, he gives them a gun, quote, just in case.
Just in case you get into trouble. Yeah. Well, look,
I just,
Felix
I'm
Light.
just saying.
Felix Leiter has popped up in Bond films before. He's a recurring character, and he's the closest thing James Bond has to a best friend.
Okay.
And Felix Leiter knows Bond's reputation, so it's like, yeah, okay, you can come with because you're great at what you do, and you never know. Here's a gun.
It was interesting to me for this opener to seem like James was being sidelined for a different special law enforcement agent.
Yes, Yes,
It was an interest. There's that shot where Felix and his other guys are running in with the guns,
Yeah,
and James is just out of the
slow-mo.
helicopter, and that was interesting to me because
Yes,
typically speaking, that's the James Bond shot, isn't it?
yes. It's very much we have been working on this for years. This is our project. No MI6 golden boy is going to jump in at this point and steal it from us. This is our thing. You just wait by the car, James. Um, so yeah, there's so Fran Sanchez is in the area, and he's in the area because his girlfriend, Lupe, is with another chap, isn't she?
Yeah,
And
she is.
he's not too happy about it.
What, the other chap? Why wouldn't he be happy about
Well,
it? I'm
no,
assuming they fucked.
no, the Fran Sanchez isn't too happy about it.
Oh yes, sorry, he doesn't
Yeah,
like being cooked.
no, he doesn't. So he kills the guards and has the guy's heart cut out, and then beats his Lupe with a whip. He beats her.
Yep,
Um,
he does.
I mean, Lupe's character is really interesting, and we'll come on to a bit more of that because I don't think she's a very standard Bond girl. Um, I can't imagine she told her lover who she was, or maybe she did. I don't know. Maybe she managed to seduce him and was like, "Let's run away together," or maybe she just told him, "My boyfriend's kind of a thug. Let's get out of
And
here."
he's like, "Oh, I can save her. I can rescue her."
Yeah, I don't know whether. I mean, it'd take a pretty stupid guy or a pretty horny guy to
Or both.
yeah, abscond with the girlfriend of like the most powerful drug lord in the world.
Yeah.
Um, who knows? He might have been really dumb. So they're on their way back to the plane, and the DEA are here. So they drop Sanchez off, and he sort of makes his way back to the plane, and there's a bit of a shootout, and they capture the bulk of his guys, or the two pilots of his jet, and the others run into the undergrowth. And then they notice that Fran Sanchez is taking the plane and getting out of there.
Because he, being a drug dealer
Yeah,
of immense quality
yeah,
and fame
yeah.
and power, he obviously knows how to fly a plane.
Yes, GTA rule, isn't
Useful
it?
skill.
GTA
Yeah.
rule. He did the levels where you have to fly, and now he knows how
In
to fly.
fairness, it seems the kind of thing that if you were in that position, you should know how to do.
I don't know. He probably was a petty criminal. I mean, he didn't inherit his drug lordship, did he? He sort of worked his way up and built his empire up.
I know, but I'm just saying, I don't think it's unreasonable to
No,
believe
it's
that he
not.
would be able to fly a plane. I think it's a perfectly reasonable thing to think that if you get into that position of power, you might learn how to fly it yourself in case there comes a point where you need to get away and you're by yourself.
Yeah, it's not like he's a plumber. Is
Yeah,
it?
exactly. You know, if fucking Mario turned up and was like, "Hey, here's some cocaine,"
Yeah.
and then jumps in a plane and fucks off,
Now that's a movie.
then yeah. But also, that you'd be like, "Where the hell did that come from? Why aren't you in the Tanuki outfit or something?"
Yeah.
You know.
Um. Yeah. So Sanchez is flying off, and they give chase in the helicopter, and Bond rappels down using the winch and hooks the plane, and they tip it up, and they've caught him. They've caught him.
I just want to. Are you honestly telling me that Sanchez hasn't got a parachute in that plane?
There's probably one in there.
Because I feel like that's the easy get out for him at that point.
That's true.
If
Yeah.
why he didn't just parachute out, I don't know.
I don't know either. They're probably. I mean, in fairness, this is an island that they were on, so they're probably flying over a lot of water. You
You still
know.
need a parachute.
I know, but if you use a parachute, you can get tangled up in that shit really easily.
Yeah, but it beats face plant in the water at God knows how much fucking
Well,
velocity.
as we see, he gets out of his imprisonment pretty easily, but we'll get on to that. Yes, he's captured, and there's a nice moment where the pilots of the helicopter are sort of looking at each other like, "What the fuck is this guy doing?" And Felix just goes right along with it because he trusts Bond completely. And then they parachute out and land at the church for the ceremony.
Yeah.
Pleasing Della to no end, and her father, who previously made the point of saying this whole thing was a massive mistake, and I told you so.
Yep. Because you would.
I mean, he's not wrong as it transpires.
Yeah.
But yes, and then we get the opening credits, don't we?
Yeah. And oh my God, Desmond Llewellyn's in this.
Yeah. What?
Holy crap!
Now you're a music man, aren't you?
Yeah,
What do
I come
you?
from down the lane.
Yeah. What did you think of it?
It didn't really stand out to me.
No, it doesn't really to me either. License to
No,
Kill
it
didn't
wouldn't to
seem.
you.
Well, some Bond things I really like, but this one I don't think many people are too overwhelmingly keen on it. I like it well enough, but
At the end of the day, I didn't make any notes on it, so
yeah,
clearly it didn't make
no, it
any
didn't.
impression at the time.
No, and I don't.
Whereas Desmond Llewellyn being in the credits, even though I knew he was going to be in the credits,
Yeah,
because
yeah, it's cute, isn't it?
that made a point of
Yeah,
that I made a point of noting that. So
yeah. Um, yeah, I don't really like the opening titles either. The sort of
okay,
yeah, they don't really stand out as too interesting. They don't really do a lot of yeah. It's not great. I don't care for it. So what happens next, Jordan?
well, we end up at the after party for the wedding,
Yeah,
and James gets given a gift.
yes, he does.
And I just want to say, I wrote the note. Well, that lighter is going to end up saving the day later. I
Yes.
wrote that exact note then.
Yes, he gets
So just bear that in mind.
he gets a shitty lighter that doesn't really work. They bought him a Felix
No,
lighter. It's
it's
on
a bit powerful, isn't it?
yes, it's on too powerful. It very nearly burns their fucking faces off when he turns it on, and it says to James from Felix and Della, love always, or something like that, which is
Yeah.
nice.
He seemed a bit too close to Della for my liking.
Yeah, there's a lot of that sort of yeah. I don't. They kiss a lot and quite passionately.
Yeah.
It is a bit like
Just seems just a bit much. But
yeah,
James ends up talking to Felix, who's had a rendezvous with some woman, but it's only
yes.
business.
It's only business.
And then he hides a disc with information on it, presumably behind a photo of Della.
Yeah,
And then they go rejoin the party.
yes, and he meets yeah, Sharky gets them fishing lures that he made himself, which is
Yes.
nice. And there's a real sitcom laugh moment where she's like, "You're not going fishing on our honeymoon," and everybody laughs, and it's like,
You're not going on your honeymoon, Della.
You get a honey. No, they give her a nice honeymoon. That's what they say.
Yeah, but she doesn't. So let's be honest.
We'll get to that. Yeah, they also meet Ed Kilifer, who works with Lighter at the
Yeah.
DEA, and they've been interrogating Sanchez. And Kilifer, during the interrogation, makes a point of saying, "Not even one of your famous $1 million bribes will get you out of this one," which sort of reads like him fishing, being like, "I would be open to that."
Yeah.
And Sanchez sort of misses that, and it's like, "Well, what about 2 million?" And the guards look at each other, and
He does outright say there's a standing £2 million reward, $2 million reward for whoever gets me out of this.
yes. And Kilifer tells him to shut up, and then goes to the wedding.
Now, between you and me,
Yeah,
I don't know an awful lot about rescuing handcuffed prisoners from the back of locked vans,
yeah.
but my immediate response would be don't stick everyone in the drink.
Well,
What would be your plan?
I mean, it sort of makes look. They've got a limited time window to get something set up, right? They've already got
Yeah.
the connections with creepy Milton Crest, who owns all the little submarine stuff. They're going to need to go across the bridge. So you cobble it together. It's the best thing you got.
I don't think that there's too much room for there to be an issue there, because the whole everyone could drown thing.
Mm.
There's too much of an issue there for me to risk that personally.
I don't think you've got many options with that degree of security around you.
Well,
I think given the time frame, given what we're working with, I mean it works.
I mean, it does work, but it works because it's a movie.
Okay.
If it was real life, he'd probably have drowned before they got the van open.
He probably would have broken some bones in the fall.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yes, Fran Sanchez is broken out of his van with the help of Kilifer.
Oh, it also helps that it was filmed at the bottom of a pool, which means that the thing it lands on is completely flat.
Yes.
rather than at whatever angle that the natural Earth would be at underneath the
Yes.
water in the Florida Keys.
Yeah. It's good that it didn't land in such a way that the back door was, you know,
Blocked.
blocked by a rock. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's handy. Um, yeah. So while that's going on, the wedding party sort of dies down, and Bond goes to
Yep.
leave. Last
Hmm.
person, and Della throws him her. I guess is it a garter?
As if you don't know.
I think it is, but I don't know. Is it?
Yes, it is.
It is
Yes.
garter. So she throws him his garter, and it's like, you know what they say: the next person to catch this is the next person to. And he's like, no, and then he goes off with the garter, and Della turns to Felix and said, "Did I do something wrong?" And he
He
goes,
used to be married
"He was married,
a
but
long time ago.
it was a long time ago." Yes, it's a reference to On Her Majesty's Secret Service when he gets married.
When at the end, someone gets gunned
His
down in a
wife gets
car.
shot. Well, no wives are getting shot this time, apart from Della, maybe, or stabbed. I don't know. So
Who knows?
they go in the room, in their bedroom, presumably to make love, and encounter some thugs
Oh no!
who knock Felix out.
Oh no!
And then when Felix comes to, he's in this place. It's like an aquarium supply store. It is an
Mm.
aquarium supply store. And he asks where Della is. And Dario, who's like Sanchez's twink.
And played by a young Benicio del Toro.
Yeah, his first role. He's great.
I saw his face very briefly. Like you see a flash of it in the room, don't you? Before
Yeah.
they go there, and I'm like, is that a young Benicio del Toro? And then about 2 minutes afterwards, when we saw him again, it's like, yeah, that's definitely him.
Yeah, I think he was only like 18 or 19. He's great.
I called his death about 10 minutes before it happened as well.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Yeah. Yes, yes. Dario assures later that they gave Della a nice honeymoon.
Yeah, the way he says it is
They definitely raped her.
that's him. Yeah.
Like that's kind of the implication, but I like yeah. And Light is obviously very annoyed by that.
Hmm.
And Killifer comes out and is like, "Sorry, buddy, old buddy, $2 million is a heck of a chunk of dough."
Oh yes.
Yes, and Sanchez is there, and they set up this sort of pulley thing. There's a big chunk of meat on one side, which they lower into this shark tank.
And then some more meat on another.
Yeah, so as the shark eats the meat, the weight goes the other way, and Lighter is gradually lowered in. And he says, "Killing me won't solve anything, Sanchez." And Sanchez makes the point of saying, "No, today is the first day of the rest of your life," which is part wedding reference and part saying, "I'm not going to kill you. You are going to live as a reminder to other people of what happens when you fuck with me."
Yes, because ultimately his leg gets bit off, doesn't it?
He loses his left leg below the knee, and they mention that they think they can save the arm.
Yes.
So he got pretty fucked
Uh,
up.
but they find him, and this is the neat line. He disagreed with something that ate him.
Yes.
Is on him when he gets discovered,
Yes.
and that is a line that stuck with me
Yes.
because I made a note of it.
Yeah, Bond goes to the airport the next day because he needs to be in Istanbul. And there's a high police presence, and he asks the lady at the reception, the check-in, what's all this about? She says, "Oh, some big drug lord escaped or something. I don't know."
Oh my
And
god!
he's like, "Wait a minute." And he rushes back and finds Della's dead body and or Felix Leiter all wrapped up, but he is still alive. And they take him to hospital.
They do.
Yeah. And they
And then
suggest.
Bond has a meeting.
With who?
He ends up at a meeting at some historical house.
Oh, that's a little while off.
It's not that far off. It's like the next note I made.
No, we've got a little while yet.
Ugh.
Sorry. Yeah, Sharky is convinced it's because of a shark bite. So they go to various marine places in Miami, and they eventually go to the one run by Creepy Milton Crest. And Bond finds some cocaine, and he kills some of his goons. Puts one in an electric eel tank, and then he kills Killifer, who's hanging over the same shark tank. Is like, "I will split the money with you. There's 2 million in that case." And Bond says, "You earned it. You keep it, oh buddy." And he throws the case at him, and he falls in and gets nommed on.
Indeed, he does.
Yeah, and then the next day he's trying to arrange this. They're going to find Milton's Crest ship, and Sharky's says, "Okay, it's going to take us 6 hours to get there." Bond says he's got some stuff to sort, and then he bumps into um, Leiter's one of Leiter's colleagues, who takes him to meet. Where you can pick it up if you want.
I'm assuming.
Yeah,
Yeah, I just want to say that historical house that they went to, there was an awful lot of pussy there.
pussy
So
galore,
many,
even.
so, there were so many cats wandering around like the gardens of that place.
Yeah, it's Hemingway House. Sort of set up
Hemingway.
to seem like it's Blofeld, which would come
Yeah.
right the fuck out of nowhere.
Mm.
Yeah.
But yeah, basically he's told that he's got to do a job, and he decides, fuck it, I'm going rogue.
Yes. Yes. Suspends Bond's license to kill, revokes
Yeah.
it, and meaning everybody Bond kills between now and the end of the movie. That's just straight up murder in a lot of instances.
Yep.
Um,
I hope they try him.
yeah. Well, he fights his way out, and M's like, "Don't shoot, there's too many people." So Bond buggers off. And then they get on the Wave Crest, which is Crest's ship, and Milton Crest's putting the moves on Lupe because he's drunk. He's being a creeper, isn't he?
Yep.
He tells him, "Please stop looking through my window."
And they see something on the underwater camera.
Yeah.
And I want to say that the fact that this bad guy doesn't know the difference between his manta ray underwater disguise kits really doesn't bode well for him.
Yeah. Yes. He sees this massive thing that's Bond in disguise. He says, "That's a manta ray. Ignore it. Forget about it. Bring the probe in." And it doesn't go well because Bond gets bored. And next thing you know, there's a brilliant action scene. Well, first things first, he meets Lupe, and he has a knife on her. And he demands to know where Sanchez is, and she's like, "Oh, he's already gone." And then a boat turns up, and it's Sharky's boat, and they've killed
no, they killed
Sharky.
Sharky.
They killed him, Jordan. They killed Sharky.
I know, I don't give a fuck.
Oh,
I wrote, "Oh no, they caught Sharky," but that's about as much as my care about Sharky goes.
yeah, they're joking about it. It's kind of fucked up, and Bond's clearly really angry about it. A lot of good emotional moments in this film. There's stuff when he's talking with Della and Felix at the wedding. That's really nice. And then Bond goes on a sort of rampage and just goes outside and shoots this fucking guy.
With a harpoon.
Yeah, and before you know it, he's underwater and they're trying to catch him. And then there's like a transfer taking place where they're giving money over to the plane, which is going back to Sanchez and taking new cocaine to sell. And Bond destroys the cocaine and steals the fucking plane, water skiing behind her at one point.
Yeah, I just want to say that submarine thing doesn't seem the best way of transferring the goods between the boat and the plane.
Yeah, maybe you could do it in a better way, but you've got to be hush hush about this, Jordan.
Why? Well, you could literally go to the middle of a fucking ocean.
You've got to be hush hush.
I'm just saying. I don't think it's the most efficient way of them doing that.
Well,
also, was that the first time we see them use the Bond drift while he's doing the jet skiing? Because I don't remember hearing it before that.
It might have been in the opening. It might have been. But yeah, it just stunned out to me that it is in this bit. Yeah. Yeah, so he steals the plane, doesn't he?
Yep.
And then he goes back to Felix's house.
Sanchez is never going to believe what happens.
I know, that's so great. Let's see. Yes, he goes back to Felix's house and finds that basically all the informers are dead. But there is one, Pam Bouvier, who's a pilot, and she does some work with the DEA and the CIA and stuff.
I just want to say,
yeah,
my kind of woman.
Yeah, I really like Pam.
Mm-hmm.
She's great. Prefer her with the long hair.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's a meeting that she's scheduled to have with Felix. So Bond goes there instead to this dive bar.
Yep.
And he gets a bit of information, but it all kicks off because Sanchez's guys, including Dario, are there to kill her. and there's a fight, and she's really holding her own, and Bond is kind of getting his ass handed to him.
Oh yeah.
He's in
There's
this.
a bit. But while all this fighting's going on, there's a woman. There's a few women in bikinis that are doing a bit of dancing in that place.
Yeah.
There's one in particular who just keeps on dancing in the middle of a room right up until
I know she's
they're
a fucking
literally
professional.
fighting. I'm just saying.
I love the reaction of the waitress when Bond knocks out the other guy and says he's had enough. She's like, "Oh, well, okay," and then she's like awkwardly trying to get round the guy, and she's like, "Oh, excuse me." That was good.
So this isn't new for them.
Yeah, this is yeah, it's a dive bar. It's the sort of place where, I mean, as soon as shit kicks off between Bond and Pam and Sanchez's goons, everybody in the bar just starts fighting. Sort of place where
Yeah.
you're only one wrong move away from starting a massive brawl. And Bond's too
That's how we like
sophisticated
it.
for that sort of thing. And he's almost impaled by a swordfish, and Pam saves him a couple of times. And then they get out of there in the boat that he's got, but not before Dario shoots Pam in the back. As she's
Oh my
leaving.
god.
Bond returns fire.
No.
And they get out of there. But it's fine because she was wearing Kevlar.
Oh, that's wonderful stuff. That is.
Yeah. So she's fine, and they have a little smooch as the boat dies.
Yeah, that bothered me.
Why that they're smooching?
Yeah, I got the impression that she wasn't that kind of woman. That she'd be kissing him that quickly.
Look, what you got to remember.
It seemed very sudden.
I get that, but what you got to remember is they're both attractive people, and this is a very tense world that they operate in, and they have almost just died. You know,
I don't know. It seemed a bit out of character for her to be doing that quickly. Later on in the film, absolutely understand.
Yeah,
But at that point, it just seemed a bit.
I completely get that, and I don't think it would have been too bad if they'd removed that and just had this negotiation scene. And I don't know why he's negotiating because he's got plenty of money. She should be like, I want 100,000. He's like, yeah, fine, I'll give you 100,000 plus like 20 when it's done.
Yeah, I'll give you 80,000 now and 100,000 when we get to Alderaan.
Yes.
No, I mean Isthmus City.
Yeah. So they get everything sorted and they fly to Isthmus.
A completely fictional place, by the way.
Yeah, it's an XP of Panama, I think. They check into the hotel, and she is undercover essentially as Miss Kennedy. He's his executive secretary.
And she's so happy about it.
Yeah, he gives her some money and tells her to get a haircut and some decent clothes.
Yeah,
because she's insisting on staying along. Now that she knows how much money he's got, and she's also got something else she needs to do. And Bond goes to the bank.
He does.
He goes into a very funny scene. He goes into the main room to the manager's room. He's like, I'd like to make a deposit. And he says, well, I'm sure one of our tellers can help. And then his guy brings in a massive fucking suitcase that's clearly very heavy and drops it on the floor. And the manager suddenly changes his tune. He's like, please take a seat. He's depositing 4 million or something, and
something like that.
And with
5 million, he's depositing 5, and he wants to open a line of credit of 2 million at the casino.
Yes, with the same amount deposited on a weekly basis or a monthly basis.
Yeah, something like
that. Which is shit that's going to get Sanchez's attention because he owns the bank and the casino and the hotel.
Yes.
So that night.
And he's not going to recognise Bond at all.
No, because he's never seen him. As far as Bond's concerned, Dario was just a goon.
Yeah.
So Bond goes to the casino that night, and they gamble.
Yeah. I just want to talk about this.
Okay.
A bit of a flaw in the visuals of this scene when he's gambling.
Yeah.
James is handed $250,000.
Yeah.
They are in $10,000 sized chips.
Yeah.
He then wants to raise the limit to $5,000.
Yeah.
How's he going to bet anything if he's only got tens?
See, that's the sort of thing only an assistant accountant would know.
I paid attention to the lines and what they were what was on the screen. I'm just saying.
Fair.
It caught my eye because it's a goof.
Fair enough.
Okay.
Yeah, but he starts losing.
He raises the limit to no limit later, just to be clear. Then the problem's gone.
Yeah.
I just, if it wasn't 10k chips, and it wasn't a 5K limit, it wouldn't have caught my attention. But the minute you start saying numbers, the numbers sort of have to make sense
Yeah.
in context, you know?
Fair. So he starts off losing, and
Mm.
he keeps raising and raising and raising, and Sanchez is getting calls. It's like, this guy, he keeps wanting to push it. Are we all right with that? And so I'm just like, yeah, fine, because he's in this meeting thing where they're discussing how their sort of operation works, where they have this sort of religious, spiritual temple thing. And they establish right at the beginning, we're looking to raise this much money, which is how much a kilo is going to cost.
22,000.
Yeah, 22,000. We want 22,000. So that's how much a kilo of cocaine they're selling it for. People ring up and pledge money. So, like the Chicago branch has pledged 500 or 1,000. It's like, okay, they want to buy 1,000 kilos. And that's their way of knowing who wants what, of arranging these deals.
Mm.
Sanchez is sort of preoccupied with that. Eventually, he sends Lupe down to take over because
Yep.
Bond starts,
In that red number.
yeah, Bond starts winning, and it's revealed that she used to work there. There's also another line earlier on where Milton Crest reveals that he fixed it for her to win that beauty contest or something.
Yeah.
So it sort of paints a picture of how they met. And they get to talking. And then Bond insists on being taken up to see Sanchez and leaves poor Pam with a drink. And he introduces himself to Sanchez and sort of suggests that he's an assassin. And notes that the glass is bulletproof, but there is a position across the road where he can get a shot off. But it's going to be tricky with that bulletproof glass.
Mm.
So Sanchez takes his gun and his passport, and he goes back to the hotel with Pam, and is told at the desk that his uncle has arrived.
Uncle Desmond.
Yes, which is odd, because Bond A doesn't have an uncle, and B, what sort of fucking hotel operates like that? You know,
That one.
if I showed up at a hotel and was like, I am so and so's uncle, they're expecting me. Could you let me into their room? And they go, oh yes, of course. That's a bit of
This
a lapse.
this is the it's not actually that big a deal for him to have been doing all these murders scene.
Yeah.
Because if Q has managed to get there and link up with him with gadgetry, as far as I'm concerned, MI6 aren't that fussed.
Well, I think after the end of the film where everything is fine, they're willing to sort of forgive it because he's good at what he does and everything ended up okay in the end. But this is Q. Q is the uncle. He's there on holiday and he's decided to help out because Moneypenny's worried.
Yeah.
And he brings a shit ton of gadgets, including like explosive toothpaste and an alarm clock and whatever. A lot of which he doesn't use, but there's a sniper rifle in there.
A camera gun.
Yeah, there's a sniper rifle in there. So Bond goes over to the building opposite Sanchez's office after pasting the. It's like a level of Hitman, the way this plays out. He puts the toothpaste on by the window and goes across to the other side, blows the window. Well, first he notices Pam chatting with Hella, who is Sanchez's head of security. It's like, what the fuck is going on there? So he blows a window and he's about to take a shot, and then he's attacked by ninjas.
Oh my god.
Yeah. What happens then?
Well, I sort of zoned out for a little while. There was some British guy who recognised that there was a British weapon.
Yeah.
And that's about as far as I recall much of that.
Okay.
I know afterwards there was a very hideous armadillo statue.
Well, yeah, we'll get to... So, yes, the ninjas kidnap him, and Sanchez has been having meetings with some Chinese drug dealers about expanding into the east.
Oh yes.
And one of these guys that was at the table is with Bond, and he reveals that he's with Hong Kong, the Hong Kong drug agency. Yeah, and he's really pissed off with Bond because he's been working on this for fucking years, and he's about to be shown the headquarters of the operation, and Bond might have jeopardized that entire thing. It's one of the things I really love about this film, that Bond's roaring rampage of revenge gets in the way of other people trying to do their job.
Well, as most rampages do.
True. There's also a representative from the British government there who reveals Bond is a rogue agent and he's going to sedate him and take him back to London immediately.
London.
Yes, old London town. And then they get blown up by a tank.
Oh my god.
Because Hela, presumably, they followed them, Sanchez's guys, which sort of makes sense, and they blow up the building and kill the assassins and find Bond.
Bond strapped to a table.
Yeah, and still alive.
Clearly not there of his own volition,
Yeah.
and therefore clearly not involved in whatever shithousery they've just stopped.
Yes. Sanchez is intrigued by this, having just met him, and now he's tied to a fucking table, as you say, clearly a prisoner of these people, and brings him back to his house.
Yes.
And puts
Where
him
he's
in-
greeted by
yeah, the fucked up fish.
a hideous armadillo statue.
Yeah, I thought it was a fish.
It's an armadillo.
You sure?
I'm 90% sure.
Okay, let's Google it and find out how wrong you are.
It looks like it's got a shell.
I think those might be scales. No, it's a fish.
Well, I'll take your word for it. Either
Yeah.
way, it's fucking hideous.
It is. They deliberately put him in the fucked up fish room.
Yeah, because he's a fucked up fish.
Yeah, and it's a lovely house. Aside from that, though, really, really pretty.
Oh yeah, he's not got great taste of decor.
Well, yeah, he's very much one of those people who has a shit ton of money and absolutely no fucking taste whatsoever. So just buys
Yeah,
shit.
we get a line from Bond here that I think went a bit northern.
It did. Yes, I've always thought that.
Things are about to turn nasty.
Yes, things are about to turn nasty. Yes, it is very northern.
And it's the only fucking line.
It did stand out to me.
It
Always
stood out to
has.
me as well.
Ever since I was a kid, I've always thought that was a bit of a northern twang there, Tim.
Hang on a minute.
What?
Sean Bean's not in this still Goldeneye.
Yeah, you're not the northern one. I also want to draw attention to some Lupe lore here. When Bond is brought through to the main room and Lupe is sitting on the sofa, she's reading a book. And there's no reason why you would know this, but do you know what book she's reading?
You know what? I recall seeing a book,
Yeah.
but I can't for the life of me remember what it is.
It's called. Let me just Google this so I make sure. It's called The Price of Power,
Ah, yes.
which is about Henry Kissinger in the Nixon White House.
Fair enough.
Which is such an interesting slight bit of character building. Because I sort of imagine Lupe as being. I mean, she mentions it took her 15 years to escape from home. So she's clearly run away from home, and I think she went out of her way to sort of ingratiate herself with Franz Sanchez, and it backfired on her pretty bad, and now she's completely out of her depth and has been seducing guys to try and get away, and she tries to seduce Bond to kill him.
Mm.
She's an interesting character, I think, is Lupe.
I'm not that interested in it.
Well, Sanchez has other business to attend to, but is intrigued, and Bond tells him that he's a former British intelligence officer.
Which is true.
Yeah, and he also suggests that the people, the Asian people and the other guy, were assassins. And that probably somebody in your organisation hired them to kill you.
Yeah.
And Sanchez sort of laughs it off, but he's clearly a little bit affected because Sanchez values loyalty.
They were going to get paid by someone who's turning up tonight.
Yeah, which incidentally he's overheard Lupe say that creepy Milton Crest is showing up tonight. Sanchez values loyalty and is just a little bit paranoid.
Mm.
So Sanchez goes off and Lupe sneaks Bond out back to the hotel. But they come up with a plan. And they sort of... It's one of the many moments in this film of him telling Q to fuck off home and then changing his mind.
Mm.
He confronts Pam, who explains that Sanchez has bought some Stinger missiles from the Contras and is threatening to shoot down a passenger aircraft unless the DEA back the fuck off.
Oh my god.
And Pam has been charged with trying to get Heller to hand them over, and he was on the verge of doing it for complete amnesty. And then the assassination attempt happened, and he suddenly got cold feet. So thanks,
As you would.
James. Thanks for that. That's really helpful. Thanks for fucking that up.
God's sake, James.
So they have a new plan. They're gonna fuck with Sanchez's head. So Pam masquerades as the dock pilot or something.
Yep.
And crashes the ship. And Bond sneaks aboard, and they hide the cash that Bond has stolen from Crest and withdrew from the bank, much to the disappointment of the bank manager. They hide it in this decompression chamber, and then
They
bugger
do.
off. And Sanchez comes aboard with some of his closest men and Lupe. And as you said earlier, Crest is put in the unenviable position of having to explain a James Bond stunt to somebody who didn't see it.
Yes. So he grabbed hold of a submarine and he was breaking over cocaine, and then he was jet skiing behind the plane and stole the plane.
And then he climbed aboard and threw the guy's eye out and flew away.
Yeah.
He's like a little bird. He's like, yeah. So they search the ship, and wouldn't you know it, they find the money.
Do you think by the end maybe Sanchez realizes that Crest was telling the truth?
Possibly.
Or do you think he completely put it out of his mind and said, you know what?
Given
enough, just never thought about it again.
Given enough time, he might have thought about it. I don't know whether it was.
When he sees what James ends up being capable of doing.
Yeah, he's like, oh shit, maybe you did water ski behind that plane.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because there's much more egregious things happen.
Yes.
Towards the end than that.
James Bond's fucking baller, man.
One might think that they would have jumped the shark around about the time that the shark was there. No, they didn't.
So Crest says, that's not my money. And Sanchez says, you're right, it's mine. And throws him in there. And he turns it up and then cuts the oxygen supply. And Crest's head fucking explodes.
It is. But what are they going to do about the money?
Launder it. Wah, 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 wah. This is the goriest scene in any Bond film.
Is it?
Yeah. It was
I was surprised that we saw as much as we did.
Yeah, 15 ratings. Yeah, he blew away, inflated and everything. So Bond sneaks back to Sanchez's house. Sanchez goes in to check on him. He's like, here's some money. You were right. We got the guy. And Bond's like, just one? Which...
I wouldn't think anyone would be stupid enough to go up against you alone.
Yeah, it's probably 8 or 9 or 10 people. And you're in
How many people are in your organisation exactly? Yeah, it's probably that many.
Yeah, probably the entire country's in on it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, and tells him, tomorrow we're going to go see the base of operations.
Yeah, come along.
And then,
join the Asian fellas.
Yeah. And then Bond fucks his girlfriend, which is just adding insult to injury. And then Lupe, the next morning, Lupe shows up at the hotel room. It's like, oh, I'm so worried about him. You have to help him. He spent the night with me. And Q rolls his eyes. And Pam's not pleased.
No, she's not, is she?
Yes, Lupe says that she loves James a lot. Which she doesn't. She's just saying that because she's that sort of person.
Yeah.
And yeah, Pam's pissed off. But they do help. Q.
They do. There's this wonderful scene.
Yeah.
With Q sweeping the road with a radio broom and a big fake mustache,
Yeah.
and it did get a laugh out of me.
Yes, it is amusing, especially when I think that was a scene that was left in. They said cut after Q's done his scene, and then Desmond went and was like, "What the fuck do I do with this?" and just threw it in a bush, and walked off. And they left that in because Q famously is always reprimanding Bond for not looking after his kit, and it's amusing to see him just dumping it in a bush, and fucking off. Um, so Bond's on the way to the temple, and
Yes, he is.
Pam gets a plane and flies over, and
Mhm.
the Asian businessmen are there, and Truman Lodge, we haven't talked about, is like the business guy. He's like a Wall Street guy. Is giving them.
Thinks
Sorry.
he thinks in money.
Yes, that's what he reminds me a little bit of you, especially
Okay,
that
well, I'm
last
not quite
bit.
that bad.
Especially the last
Oh well,
bit.
that's an $80 million write-off.
Yes, the bit where he fucking loses it because Sanchez is like making a fucking balls up of everything, and he was like, "What are you doing? We're losing a shit ton of money. This is bad business." I can see you doing that in an office.
I mean,
I can see you having that
maybe, I guess.
out.
I mean, I do remember that time that we accidentally blew up 4 lorries full of cocaine. Yes, of course.
Yeah, you'll never recover from that one. Anyway, we'll skip ahead a little bit. Um, while Bond is getting the tour, Pam shows up, having bombed a lift. With
Yes, she does, doesn't she?
yeah.
Where did she say she's from?
Oh, Wichita Falls.
Do you know what's special about Wichita Falls?
Is it where Jack from Titanic was from?
No,
Okay, where? Well, I mean, he was,
I
but
mean it might be, but I don't. It's not. It's not what's special to me. It doesn't.
he
You
was.
know.
He was. Go on. Is it
Okay.
where Linda Cardellini's from or something?
If it is, it's news to me.
Mm.
It's where Bowling for Soup were formed in 1994.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, it's the only thing I knew about Wichita Falls.
Well, in 5 years' time, that will be relevant to this film.
Yeah, yeah,
Maybe Pam met them when she went back home.
maybe,
Unless
maybe.
she's lying about being from Wichita Falls, which would be awful. Yeah, she's got a bag full of cash, and she insists on giving it to Professor Joe personally.
Jack Dawson is from Chippewa Falls,
Oh,
Wisconsin.
Chippewa Falls.
Wichita, yeah. Whereas Wichita Falls is in Texas.
I
So
thought it was in Kansas.
no, it's Texas.
Okay. Yeah, Professor Joe.
And for absolute clarity and reference, Linda Cardellini is from Redwood City, California.
Well, there you go. Don't say we never teach you anything.
Yeah, good old Linda. Actually, before we started doing this, I watched the Scooby Doo movie with my partner and my son, and I have to say it was good to see her again.
It's been a weird experience.
It was lovely.
Okay.
Anyway,
Yes, Professor Joe is played by Wayne Newton, who I think is like a lounge singer type guy who does like Vegas shows.
he looks for sort.
Yeah, and he called up the Broccolis and the whoever and was like, I would really like to be in a film. If you got any small role, I'll do it. And they gave him this role, and he's a lot of fun because he's pretty skeevy.
It looks like he's having fun,
Yeah.
and he escapes unscathed at the end of it.
Yes, and he's got a good attitude about it. So he brings Pam back to his soundproofed private meditation room.
Yeah.
And she pulls a fucking gun on him.
And he's like, yeah, it's fine.
Bless your heart. Gives her the
pretty
key.
much.
Go on then, do your thing.
All right,
Yeah.
if I must.
So Bond's tour's not going too well, is it?
No.
Because Dario's on it.
Yeah.
And Dario's seen him before and is like, I know that guy. Where do I know that guy from? And they go into the chemist's lab bit where the chemist talks them through how they turn cocaine into gasoline and then get the coke back at the end of it.
I just want to say there's two things here that are two notes that are worth me mentioning. One, when we saw those mincers,
Yeah.
I wrote down someone's going through the mincers. Benicio del Toro, most likely. And also, just after Joe Butcher being left in that room, I put he likes it a little bit. After that, I put don't forget about the lighter present. That's gonna come up.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm just saying.
You got to set this up. It would have made more sense. This works better than if he just produced a fucking lighter at the end of the film.
That lighter is the Doctor Who spoon.
Well, no, it's a MacGuffin, not MacGuffin. It's a what do you call it?
It's the thing that they show you.
It's Thingy's gun.
Chekhov's.
Chekhov's gun. Yeah, that's what it is. Yes. So they go into the chemist's place, and Dario sticks a gun in Bond's back and does not move. And Sanchez is like, "What the fuck is going on over there?" And there's a bit of a fiery pop as explosion type thing as the I don't know, it's something they're doing with the chemistry thing, and Bond takes the opportunity to start a fire,
Bum bum bum.
which burns through the place pretty fucking quick.
Well, it would if there's gasoline.
Yeah, there's probably a shit ton of flammable stuff, and I don't think they're necessarily following strict safety regulations in that drug factory temple place.
In somewhere in Central to South America.
Yeah. So they got him by the grinder, and Dario explains that he's seen him before and that he's an informant. And Sanchez whacks him on the conveyor belt and is demanding to know who the fuck he works for. And he's given Truman Lodge the money that the Chinese investors have given them, which is like 500 million or something like that.
Yeah.
And
just to be clear, Truman Lodge is out. He's like, well, we've got to deal with the Chinese.
Yeah.
We've got their money.
We've got like 35, 38 million in this place. We've got to try and save it. And he's like, fuck it. I don't care. And you can sort of see Truman Lodge's eye begin to twitch a little.
Yeah.
And Bond is trying to sow more seeds of distrust and say,
"Who's got your money?"
Yeah, you're never going to see that again. You say goodbye to your stingers. And that gives Sanchez pause for thought, because he's like, how the fuck do you know about the stingers?
Bum bum bum.
Yeah. And Sanchez goes with the rest of his guys,
Yes.
and Dario.
And look, it's Bond, Benicio del Toro, and the Crushers all alone.
Yeah. Bond's hanging on. Sanchez had said, "What did he say? When you're up to your
ankles, you'll be ready to tell me everything. When you're up to your knees, you'll kiss my ass for mercy."
Yeah, you'll kiss my ass to kill you or something.
Yeah, something like that.
So Dario gets on and is trying to cut Bond's bindings, and Bond is
because he does a stupid thing and he stands on the moving conveyor.
Well, he's standing on the sides. He's standing on the sides.
Either way, he's put himself precariously close to the thing that's going to push him into a dangerous thing that he's using to try and kill someone else.
And then
he's not the sharpest tool in the shed.
Yeah.
That's fair.
And then Dario, presumably having inhaled a shit ton of coke dust by this point, sees Pam run in, dressed all in white and lit with like a halo effect behind her, and is like, "Didn't I shoot you? You're dead." It's like, you took the words right out of my mouth. And manages to shoot him once and then misses, and then the gun jams. So badass line, not really, didn't really get much mileage from that. But it's enough to give Bond the upper hand, and as Dario falls, Bond pushes him into the grinder. And yes, which is a fitting way for a twink to die.
And then James is like, "Turn the bloody machine off.
Fucking switch it off, please."
Could have gone northern there. He didn't.
Yes. So the tankers get out of there, and the door is shut, and everybody's running around and trying to get out of there. And Sanchez runs into Hela, who seems to be moving the Stinger missiles. He's like, "What are you?
No!
What are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I was just making sure they were secure." And Sanchez tells him to put them in the car, and then shares a look with his other security guy. Which comes in handy because while Pam and Bond are looking for a way to get out, a forklift truck crashes through a wall, and who's stuck on the other end but Hela?
Bum bum bum.
Yes. Who Bond remarks seems to have hit a dead end. So they get out, and everything's going to hell, and Truman Lodge, I think, is clearly he's planning on making a run for it at this point. He's done. But gets cut off by Sanchez in the car. He's like, "Get in." And he has no choice, so he's get in. And Pam and Bond get in this little golf cart thing and driving off. And who do they bump into but Joe Butcher, who's carrying...
She nicks some money off him.
Yeah, he's carrying a bag, so she takes the money, and he's like, "Well, bless your heart," again. He's fine with it. He's like, "Oh, well, you win some, you lose."
He knows what he's beaten. As simple as that.
Yeah.
Is that a good run?
Yeah. Then we get our chase scene, don't we?
We do. I just want to. They did surprise me here
Yeah.
because it seemed odd that they would chase a guy that they know has Stinger missiles while they are themselves going to be in a plane.
Nah, it's fine. There's no guarantee you would hit
Like,
him or even use
no,
them.
but it seems an odd thing to do.
Or what you're suggesting we give in to the terrorists threat,
No, I'm
maybe.
suggesting that there's better ways of chasing someone than using a plane. The thing about planes is that, typically speaking, they work best if you're going in a straight line,
Yeah.
which makes it a lot easier for you to get hit by a, you know,
Well, in fairness,
missile.
they were probably willing to take the risk. If you backed
Well,
off, it wouldn't be such an issue. But she got pretty close that one time. Yeah. So there's a huge chase scene with the four tankers. Bond gets on one. He blows up the second. The second is hit with a Stinger missile, which Bond avoids by driving up a ramp and doing like not a wheelie, but he puts it on its left side, which is a
yeah,
pretty great stunt.
and complete bullshit.
It's great. Shut up. And crushes the car, the goons.
I thought that was the point at which they jumped for shark,
Oh,
and
well,
then they did something afterwards, and I was like, nope, that's the point of what they did.
I like this, and I know what you're talking about. I like that too. And then he dumps the tank on the third one, then catches up with the fourth after driving through a wall of fire and popping a wheelie.
Popping a wheelie in this lorry, just the cab of a lorry, just to be clear. You know the wheels don't bend like that, right?
I don't care.
That's not how that works.
Don't care.
I'm just saying that is I can excuse the plane jet ski. I can sort of excuse the truck on one side because I suppose it is technically possible, even if it's incredibly unfucking
It's
likely.
technically possible because they fucking did it.
Point is, the wheelie. No,
I'm
that's where I draw the line.
I'm
There.
complete.
That and incorrect change at casinos.
I when it comes to these films, I can quite happily suspend my disbelief. I am completely fine with this. Um, so yeah, Fran Sanchez does fuck up Pam's plane with the Stinger missile. Um, a bunch of Sanchez's men drive off a cliff.
Yep.
Pam ends up crash landing sort of her plane and jumps in Bond's tanker, which is abandoned to jump on Sanchez's. They have a bit of a fight scene. Sanchez gets a machete.
Brake line gets cut.
Yeah, and they can't stop. So the driver bails and the tanker goes down the hill and rolls over and crashes. And there's fucking petrol everywhere and gasoline everywhere, and the whole thing is a nightmare. And
Somehow Bond isn't caught and covered in petrol.
I think he probably is a bit. I
He's
don't know.
not. He's not, because if he was, he'd have been blown up into flames as well.
All right, he got thrown wide of it.
Now Sanchez was covered in petrol before the crash
Yeah,
because of how he climbed on the back of a tanker.
yeah,
Because the tanker was dumping fuel,
yeah.
and he climbed on the back, and that's when he started getting covered in it. So I can accept him being covered in it.
Yeah. Okay,
That's
maybe it's
fine.
that. Maybe no. There was a very limited amount of petrol just for pouring out of the tanker in a puddle, and the only stuff Sanchez was covered in was the stuff he got covered in when he was getting on, which makes sense.
Maybe.
Yeah, Bond's fucking exhausted, and he's crawling away, and then Sanchez puts a machete to his face, pushes him against a rock, and tells him he could have had everything, and he's about to swing and kill him. And Bond says, "Don't you want to know why?" And Sanchez pauses, and he gets out the lighter. Do you remember the lighter, Jordan?
Oh, you're giving this lighter that I made a note of at the start. I made a note of in the middle, and actually, about a minute after less than a minute after the brake line got cut, I put a note for saying almost time for the lighter.
Yes, he gets out the lighter, and I don't know whether
And then 3 minutes after I made that note, I made another note saying called it.
and I don't know whether Sanchez is able to read what is written on it. I hope he is, because otherwise it's just a guy showing him a lighter.
What, you like to smoke?
You gave me cancer, and then he sets fire to him.
Yes,
And Sanchez staggers around for a bit and then blows up.
as you do.
And Pam picks him up and they drive off. And there's a
Hooray!
party at Sanchez's house.
Yes, it is.
And Lupe's very happy and tries to put the moves on Bond because she likes dangerous men, as is evident.
Yeah.
And Bond has a call from Felix, who's looking surprisingly chipper for a man who's lost most of his leg and a wife. But
Yeah,
that's probably
he
the
really
drugs.
is. And a mate.
Yeah.
Poor Sharky.
Yeah. And he tells him that M wants to talk to him maybe about giving him his job back, which is nice. So Lupe puts the moves on Bond, and Pam sees and gets upset and runs away. And Bond politely turns down Lupe and suggests that maybe she wants to hook up with the president, who,
Yes,
El Presidente, who was in the pay of Sanchez and was reminded that remember you're only president for life, which is a nice line. So he sets them up and then he jumps off the balcony into the pool and drags Pam in the pool and they have a nice little moment and kiss while a fish watches. And then we get our end song, which is If You Ask Me To, which I like. I like that and I like the end credits.
I didn't pay attention to it. I turned the film off.
Well, it's like, well, I really like this film.
Okay.
I think I would have liked to see more of Bond,
Being Northern.
like fucking.
You want to see him get nasty?
I want to see him fuck about with Sanchez's head a bit more. A bit more of that. But aside from that, I really like it. Not wild on the opening theme song, but hey yo, it's a good Bond film. It's one of my favorites. And you thought it was okay. Oh yeah, he shoots Truman Lodge. We forgot to say he shoots Truman Lodge because Truman goes fucking nuts because he's lost so much money, and Sanchez says maybe it's time to start cutting overhead and shoots him. I can so see you doing that.
Yeah, I think I would know better than to have that sort of a crash out in front of the guy that's A, employing me, and B, holding a gun, and C, a fucking lunatic.
Yeah, I can see you doing that though. That's so you, Jordan. But
How
yes,
little you know.
that's License to Kill. I really love it.
As far as Bond films go, it is the least formulaic of
Ones you've seen.
them. Yeah, like they do genuinely follow that typical sort of formula, and there is a sort of point where it seems like it's doing that, but the setup of him not actually being the spy, he's doing this of his own volition for his own personal agenda, does adapt it enough. But I would say that it doesn't.
Yeah, there's some good sort of commentary. As I said, Bond is fucking up everybody else's plans by just sort of going on this roaring rampage of revenge. I like Sanchez as a villain. Timothy Dalton is my favorite Bond. There's no I want to take over the world plan. It's just Sanchez is just sort of expanding. Bond's not there to really stop that, but he does. Lupe's interesting. Pam is great. I really like this movie. But yeah, that's License to Kill.
Whoa!
Now, you've still got a film, haven't you?
I have.
Okay, give me some clues. Let's see if I can guess it.
Oh, hang on. Let me see if I can find anything that would be constituted as a clue. It's a 2010 film.
Okay.
It's a political satire black comedy,
Okay.
and it was directed by Chris Morris.
Okay.
It stars Nigel Lindsay,
Okay.
Riz Ahmed,
Right.
Adil Akhtar,
Right.
Kevin Novak,
Okay.
and Benedict Cumberbatch towards the end.
Is it Four Lions?
It is Four Lions.
Okay. I've never seen this.
Have you not?
No.
I've not seen this in a fucking long time. So look forward to that. Are you at least familiar with the premise?
Yeah, and I don't know how I feel about that premise. It's about four Islamic fundamentalist terrorists. Okay.
So yeah,
Well, join us for that one.
yeah, where we can talk about stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.